Behind me here is my 1968 Volkswagen Fastback, and Ruby here is having a problem with her turn signals and her marking lights not coming on. I don't know why, they just stopped working. High beams, low beams work just fine. Tail lights are also working fine, as are the brake lights. I don't understand what's going on up here. It's some kind of a weird situation. I need to dig into it. This is a wiring video in case you guys don't already know. I am one person that finds wiring videos to be incredibly boring, but I get asked to do these by some folks, so this is for you, you guys. And you, quit picking fights. He just charged at me over here. Unbelievable. Anyways, we're going to have a look at this thing. We're going to get started on a couple things on here. Wild Bill suggested that there's a possibility that the wires got chewed by rats. And I had that happen already one time this year on another car that was here. Thanks for nothing, go away. But yeah, I'm hoping it's not rats. But typically the wiring for the headlights and marker lights, they run up on the inside of the trunk here, where rats really can't get to. And, well, they do run behind the fenders, so there's a possibility they could be gnawed off on the inside there. But we're going to have a look at this. We're going to check a couple of points first, including the fuse box, because the fuse box, and this is kind of weird, fuse box, one of the fuses controls 3 of the parking lights. 3, which is really odd. And one of the other parking lots, and I think it's one of the front ones, it might be one of the rear, I don't remember, is on an independent circuit all by itself. And then the turn signals are on their own fuse also, so yeah, it's really weird again for everything to go out at the same time. I don't know. Anyways, we're going to have this thing looked at, we're going to figure it out. Likey, comment, subscribe, don't forget to pluck that dingle blaze, get updates every time I video. Check out DuckshitDown for all my social media links, and we'll be back right after the intro. Boom. Alright, let's check that fuse box first. Boy, we got some outtakes in this video already. You guys better stick around to the end. Up here is our fuse panel. Normally this does have a cover on it. In one of the previous videos I got razzed on for that because somebody said, you're supposed to have a cover. You wouldn't accidentally knock the fuses out if you had a cover. And that's a very true fact. But if you reach underneath here and you go for the hood pull, it's very easy to accidentally hit one of these with your fingernail, and that happens. And when you lose a fuse, well, you lose a whole circuit, so whatever's on it becomes an issue and doesn't work right. Sometimes you just knock them loose, sometimes they go firing out. But here they are. Now these little bullet-style fuses, clink, they literally look just like a little bullet, pointy on both ends, and they rotate in place, so when you put them in here, you can actually spin them around. And sometimes these things get a little corroded on them. They're not like modern fuses at all, where they have a much better contact. Especially since a lot of these are, well, you know, 40, 50, 60 years old. So it's not a surprise when they don't seat properly. Now, generally you can tell when they're broken, or blown, I should say, but sometimes they do get broken, and this little fine wire that's on here will break. So, right now I'm just wiggling them all, making sure that they are all seated properly. There we go. Let's go ahead and try the lights again up front. Alright, lights are on. Let's see what we got. Now, still nothing. You have headlights, but no marker lights. Let's make sure we haven't disrupted anything in the rear. Nope, those are still on. There's our signal. Now we have no signal back here that we did before. Must have borked one of the fuses, and I think it's actually one of these. I don't hear it tick-tocking. What happened? Duckman, did you bork something? Guess it did. Okay. Signals were working before. Now I've really messed it up. Alright, I'm going to have to look at the wiring harness and figure out which one of these fuses in the diagram is for the signals. Weird. We have 4 ways. That one's working. That's good. But that's on a different circuit, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think the 4-way flasher is on its own fuse. And still, we got no fronts. Okay. Well, it turned out it was this fuse. This one just wasn't seated properly in here. If I pull that one out, signals go off, and I also hear the fuel pump die. So the fuel pump apparently is on that fuse also. Now, I don't remember if that's something I did or if previous owner did or how it goes on in this one. You know, this fuse is falling apart. Look at that. We're just going to replace that one before we put it back in. Alright, well, that was our problem there. Alright, had a little eyeglass kind of case. Extreme sound, I don't even know what the hell it's for. It's like an eyeglass case, it was full of fuses. It came with the car, actually, when I bought it. It's been sitting in the glove box since, but we replaced the troublesome fuse, and I think we're good there. Let's see if that made any difference outside here. Let's pull the lights back on again. Let's see what we got. Alright. Nope, still no marking lights, and still no turn signals. I did hear them ticking, though, so are they flashing back here? Yeah, we do have a signal. Okay. Well, it's definitely not in the fuses that I can tell. Guess the next thing is, let's pull them bulbs apart and see what we got under there. Alright, we'll lay out my prayer mat. Take the signal apart. Alright, markers are on, signals are off. I pulled my impact out because it wouldn't be a Duckman video if I didn't use my impact to strip out my friggin' bolts. Everybody just loves to see that. Plus, I'm working one-handedly, so that kind of helps for whatever it's worth. Oh, whoa, whoa! What do we got in here? Look at that. That bulb is smoked. Looks like Jupiter. Yeah, that bulb is definitely smoked. Can I see the filaments on the inside of it? Actually, they look like they're still there. The filaments appear to be intact. Well, let's replace that bulb anyway. I should have some, actually, for this car. But I'll borrow them for the project. He hasn't paid for them yet anyway. And we'll put them in here and see if that makes any difference. Alright, we'll be right back. Okay, this is an orange one. It really doesn't matter. I see two filaments that are in there, so the bulb is good. It goes in only one of two ways. Oh, whoa, alright, we got light already. That's good. I probably should give it a... I don't know if that's in there right. That's the way it should be. Give it a good wipe down. That might be where the old bulb smoked. You know, I actually was in some rain, which I don't usually drive in, prior to these bulbs all going out. Maybe that had something to do with it. But for the filament in there to still be good is really an odd thing. That's good. So we got one bad bulb on this side for sure. I don't know if it was both filaments though. Let's turn on turn signal and see what happens. Alright. Ignition on. One turn signal. Alright, well we solved one problem. That one was a bulb. Let's head over to the other side and see what we got going on over there. First we'll put that lens back on. Love using the impact. Just drives people crazy. Be especially careful with these, you see all these cracks that are in there? These things are usually very delicate when they get older. That screwdriver sucks. Try that one. That one's kind of sucking too. Maybe I need one with a better point on it. Yeah, alright. Well, we'll come back to that. That side's working. Good. Let's hit up the other side. Here we go. Taking out the bulbs. Oops. Be careful, Duckman. People that are trying to help to say stuff like that. Be careful, Duckman. Alright. There's our bulb. Also looks like shit. Look at that. This one I just replaced 6 months ago. What the hell caused that? Again, the filaments. No, one of them burned out. Yeah, the long filament is burned. This one does have a burnt filament, but it's not lining up on either. Alright, let's see if it makes a difference here. Putting another bulb in again. What the hell are the chances of both bulbs blowing out on both sides? Maybe I have a voltage regulator problem. You know what? I'm not having problems with any of my other bulbs, though. Why would it just be these? That doesn't make sense. Unless somebody hijacked me here. That's in wrong, but we do have lights lighting. Again, working. Okay, maybe this isn't a wiring video. Let's hit that turn signal and see if it comes on. This might be one of the easiest repairs ever. I was expecting some problems. I'll drop my screws here. Damn it, Duckman, you idiot. I might have to grab my magnet. I think I dropped one in the grass. I meant to pull this mat a little closer to the front of the car. Alright. Turn our ignition on. Oh, it's already on. Turn signal that side. And it's working. That don't look that bright, though. Seems brighter on the other side. I wonder why. Wonder why that would be. That one's definitely brighter. That's weird. Maybe I got a bad contact on the other side. Yeah, it just doesn't seem as bright. I'll take it out and clean it up on the inside. It's probably just a little dirty. I'm sure they're going to brighten up too when I start this thing up, because your voltage will go from whatever the battery is giving you, which is probably around 12 volts, minus all the losses going through all the old wiring and old switches. So it could be as low as 10, up to as high as, 14.5 once the thing starts charging. So that might actually brighten up considerably. All right, well, that's good. Let's put that lens back on there. First I'm going to clean that bulb, of course, because I just touched it. In case I'm the one that's frying them. What's your problem, buddy? Yeah, we put your father inside because he was a brat. Yep. Yeah, right. Give it a good wipey. Just to be sure that finger grease and sweat and stuff doesn't make it burn up like the last one did. I still don't understand that. 2 bulbs, seriously, at exactly the same time? Unless there's some kind of foul play here and somebody set me up for disaster by, well, I don't know why they would steal my bulbs and then put everything back together like I wouldn't notice. But I guess it's possible. There's a lot of weird people out there who do a lot of weird things. One day my dad thought somebody broke in the house. He heard somebody running the water in the kitchen. So he thought somebody broke in, stole a glass of water, and then left because I immediately left afterwards. He's like, I don't understand it. Somebody came in the kitchen, stole a glass of water, and left. It was me. All right. Snug this up here. There we go. Gonna grab a pointier screwdriver and we'll snug those things up. I'm gonna start it up and just make sure that everything is running at the same time, but this is a really weird situation. Somebody's gonna have to do the math for me. Of all of the possibilities of what could go wrong, on the front here with all these different lights, and the wiring, and switches, and the fuses, and multiple filament bulbs, and what kind of a 1 in a million chance, and maybe I just answered my own question, could this possibly have been for all 4 filaments in both bulbs to go out at the same time? I mean, I guess it's possible if somebody did do something, or maybe it was the rain, maybe moisture did get in there and fouled my bulbs. Anyway, let's fire it up and see what happens. Alright, there's our marker lights. Turn on the 4-ways so that we can see our signals. And let's see how bright or dim they might be. That side's definitely brighter. I wonder if I have a bad ground over there. Bad ground would do that too. The ground, I believe, is under the hood, unless it's grounded directly to the fender. Sometimes they are. Yeah, I don't like the way that's blinking. It doesn't look as good as that. Well, we'll check the ground under the hood and see if that's it. I checked the ground under the hood, which is brown wire right there that connects to that connector. You can't hardly see it. Right there where my thumb's at. And it's fine. But it appears that that one may only be the ground for the headlight and not the ground for the marking light. The marking light, I think, and I'm pretty sure it's grounded directly to that fender. One way to test it, to see if that's it, is to, it's getting hot, unusually hot. Huh, I never noticed those things getting hot like that before. Alright, well, one of the ways to test if it's a bad ground is to get a wire and connect it to something that's grounded. Headlight ring would be a good example here. There we go. And then we'll take the wire and we'll touch it to the screw on here and it should get brighter. Yep, there it is. Now we have a bad ground for sure. See what I mean? Very common on an old Volkswagen to have bad ground. Now I don't know where it's at. If it's not that wire that was underneath the hood, then it's going to be the bolts that bolt directly to this fender. And if those bolts are a little corroded or rusty or something, maybe the washers need to be cleaned up. There's just 2 8mm nuts that are actually on the back side of this from underneath the fender. I'm going to try to loosen them up and retighten them. Ordinarily, in times that I've discovered on Volkswagens that are grounded to the fender directly, that will generally solve it, but well, we're about to find out. Let's see what we got. Well, unfortunately, I lost the audio to this clip, so I'm recording over it here. And I don't know who did what to this car before I got it, because normally there's studs that run through these little indicator lights, but this time there's actually self-tapping screws running in from the front side, so I just simply backed them out, ran them back in, and I think that solved my problem. Alright, I guess that about wraps up that video. I put Ruby in here because it looks like it's gonna rain, so we're just gonna wrap this one up for today. But I want to talk a little bit about why I've been away for so long. I had a lot going on the last couple weeks, and some of it's not so good. Let's have a look at the little chicken dickers over here. What are you doing, chicken dicker? I see you. I see you, buddy. I'll turn this microphone around so that way you guys can hear me better. This here is Peanut, and that's his son, Pecan. He's also known as Sunny, and that's the solar eclipse baby who's known as Sol. It's kind of a coincidence that they're both sun and nuts. And there's Biddy, of course. He'll probably attack me again. He was in solitude earlier because he got himself in trouble. He was beating me up. That's right, when I was trying to work. So you'll see that in the outtakes at the end of this video. There is Dusty. And over there is Dizzy. And the sad news that I have to tell you is Boomer's no longer. And just saying that, it tears me up. I found him over here just the other day, just laying right here on the ground. His food dish was there. He was laying in between the food dish and the water. Nothing had happened to him. There was no struggle. As you can see, there's no feathers all over the ground like he was fighting or anything. Even though he was super aggressive in his last months, he actually rules the roosters. He would kick their asses. I found him there lifeless when just a couple hours before he was running around playing, chasing the other birds, humping the girls, and doing his thing. It breaks my heart. I mean, he was 8.5 years old, and he was the only duck that I had, or any bird that I had, that still remembered Skeeter. You know, that was his friend, his buddy, even though Skeeter didn't like him any. But yeah, I miss that boy. 8.5 years is a long time, guys. I mean, I got almost 18 years out of Skeeter, and honestly, I expected Boomer to be around 10, 12 years, maybe 14 even, but 8.5 years. Jet just totally wrecks me, and I have no idea what happened. There was no blood on him, like I said, no sign of struggle. The only thing that was is he never ate well. His whole life, he never ate well. Even when he was a duckling, he never ate very well. And he would always be really skinny, especially when he had girlfriends. When Crash was around, he was exceptionally skinny. And now that he's got 2 girlfriends, he spent more time chasing them around and humping them and letting them eat and not eating, for himself. So anyway, these poor girls are by themselves. But coincidentally, 2 weeks ago, I put down some of their eggs for hatching, and there's some large development going on. We got a lot of veins and activity going on in the eggs, so we might have some of Boomer's babies in a couple weeks. I'm just glad that I did what I did. Usually I wait until after they've passed to try to hatch the eggs, but this time we get a head start on it. But all this week, and continuing for the rest of the week, because that's about how long a bird will be able to retain the sperm from mating for the rest of the week. So any eggs that come out of them, they're all going in the incubator. And if every single one of them hatches and I end up with 14 birds, then so be it. So be it. I think Boomer deserves to live on. He was my boy. I mean, he was my boy. And when I had no other birds after we had lost Skeeter, he was the only one, and he was with me all by himself for roughly an entire year until Crash came around. And yeah, you know what happened to Crash. That was another tragedy. Oh, heartbreaking tragedy. Anyway, after Crash came the chickens. That's where Biddy came from. He was given to me by the same guy that gave me Boomer. Yep, that's where Biddy came from. And then, of course, you guys know about the wild chicken that showed up on my doorstep. Now, Biddy is his father, and the wild chicken was his mother. So Caroline, the chicken that showed up on the doorstep, yeah, they mated and produced him. And then the other Roo that's running around here in the backyard, he's way over there right now. You kind of see his tail sticking up behind the mower. He is Biddy's grandson, because the other one that was way over there was his father. Now, there's a lot of inbreeding going on with him. A lot of inbreeding. He's actually 3/4 a mama bird, the stray that wandered up on my doorstep, and 1/4 him, based on the way things went down. That's why he looks so different. Wherever the hell he went. See, he has a lot of his father's features. He looks a lot like Biddy, but he has mama bird's colors. But his body shape is completely different. He's very tall. He's very slender. He's a big, thick wad. You can see it, even though he's missing a lot of feathers, he's wide. And him, slender, tall, just elegant, magnificent. He's a beautiful bird, really he is. So he's the one that I've set up with Cheeky this week, as he's the youngest bird, and he's got dark genes, which gives him this dark, you know, kind of a black cherry color. So Cheeky is a very dark bird herself, being black with just some gold highlights. So I don't know, we'll see what comes out of them. Maybe we'll get some dark birds. That's what I'm hoping. Just something different. Something different, even though technically Cheeky is his auntie. So more inbreeding. So whatever comes out of them will be 1/8 biddy and, you know, 7/8 mama bird. That's the way that's going to turn out. Right, Biddy? Biddy boy, you can see his blue collar on there. That's what stops him from howling so badly. The girls are not out here right now. Cheeky's the only viable female that I have. It's just a terrible summer, as I said. We lost Fluffy a couple weeks ago also. Again, another heartbreaking one. I always lose the ones that are, you know, sweet, the ones that are really close to me. Although I wouldn't want to lose Biddy. The fact is, I'm not close with him. Yeah, I'd be upset. Really, it would bother me. It would tear me up, but it would just be different because he's not my buddy the same way. In fact, just having the camera, he's getting ready to attack. All right. I was only playing. Oh, no! Oh, I was protected by your grandson. He protected me. That's a first. He follows me around. That majestic thing that he is. He follows me around. He's attacked me once or twice. It looked like he was going to. Never made contact, but it looked like he was going to. But he just protected me from Biddy. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. That's something new. Good boy. You deserve some treats tonight. Don't drink that shitty pool water. I changed that water out. That's what it looks like by the end of the day. These two white ducks are disgusting creatures. Boomer never did that. Skeeter never did that. These two white birds destroy the swimming pools. All right, well, I'm standing next to the, no, Biddy. No, ow, that hurt. He doesn't have any spurs, so he can't stick me, but he hits me with his little feet. They're like little whips. Uh-oh, you're about to get, I'm about to get protected again. Look, see? All right, I'm standing next to the bus go-kart. We're going to do a video on this, but this got postponed just because of the lack of the ability to advertise for the thing. We wanted to take it to car shows and stuff, but due to the parts availability and the fact that it's been such a hot summer, which has just had me so damn depressed because I couldn't work on anything. It's killing me. This got delayed until next year. So for those of you, and I know some of my viewers did buy some tickets, you're not out, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to put you in the raffle for this year for the Volkswagen guitar that we're having, and you're also going to be involved in the raffle for this next year. So you're not losing, guys. If you bought tickets for this already, you're getting 2 tickets instead, not just 1 but 2. You're going to be involved in 2 different raffles separately, and I'm taking care of all the paperwork on that, so don't worry about it. If you have submitted through the Rare Air VW website anything about the Volkswagen bus raffle, you made a purchase on this thing, then you're covered. We'll take care of you on that. Well, otherwise, with the weather, we actually got a break from summer this past week, where it was in only the mid-80s, and I managed to get a lot of stuff done. So I came out of my funk for a little bit there, despite losing the birds. It's been just, I had to take my mind off of things. So I just started knocking shit out incredibly fast. And I had 3 cars come through here, and I got them all finished up. And then I replaced them with this. So this one here, I got to patch this, and then I got to install the fenders and do some custom wiring because it's got some weird and funky lights on it. So I need to do something special for it. So we'll see what goes on with that. But this car, oh, it's pretty solid other than that one rust hole. And the big elephant in the room with the big fat butt. Clearly, Eleanor's out of the garage. I was doing some work this week, not only on Eleanor, but also I was doing some electrical work in the electrical panel. The only way I can get to it is by pulling Eleanor out. And I also had to run a fiber optic cable through the attic, and I had to run a line for 240 to another room. I got computers running on 240 now, which, by the way, is saving me 10% on power. I have a little meter that registers how much power is being consumed by, and it's consuming 10% less power, less wattage than before. So it made sense to do that. Plus the wire was free. It came from a job site. It was just extra. It was stuff that was just going to get dropped. So anyway, I was able to install that. I just had to buy a breaker and an outlet. And that seems to be pretty good. So I'm happy with the computers using less power. So whatever it's worth, I am on solar, you guys know. So if I can use less power and be more efficient, well, it's better for me. Anyway, I was working on Eleanor here, particularly the switch box. The switch panel that goes in the middle of the dashboard. You'll see a video on that coming up sometime soon. There's that beautiful dashboard right there with the ugly steering wheel. It's going away. No, we're not going to use that. Eleanor's motherboard is also coming in shortly. That's right. We got all the circuit boards have been finally sent off to press, and I hope that they're coming back probably as soon as, well, for me this weekend. By the time you're watching this video, they might already be here. And of course, I'll make videos on that when they come. I got to start some assembly on that. There's a process. Biddy, what are you doing out here now? Here's my voice. So he wants to be aggressive. He's always attacking you when I'm on the camera. You know, you don't get back. Go. No, you get out there. Uh-oh, he doesn't want to go through him. Ooh, that was interesting. Oh, my garage is a complete disarray. I have so much stuff pulled apart. And like I said, I've just been in this funk for the last few weeks. It's just been so hot. So, when I did have that chance, I got the red beetle out of here. I got the blue and white beetle out of here. I got the blue Carnegie out of here. I just started smashing through work as fast as I possibly could. When I say as fast as I could, doesn't mean I'm like haphazardly assembling things. What I meant is I could stay focused and just keep on moving on these projects because the weather's been nice. Now today it's not so nice again. Again, high 90s, humidity is way up. It's actually looking like it's about to rain. It's just it's kind of yucky up there. So we're gonna wrap this video up, and before I wrap it up, you're gonna see the outtake from Shitty Biddy. Biddy had to fight with me, and well, we have to say goodbye to the birds we lost this year. Caroline, mama bird, Fluffy, her daughter, and my companion of 8.5 years, Mr. Boom. My buddy, Bucket. I still can't believe he's gone. I mean, I never expected him to just drop dead. To be so full of life, not more than just a couple hours before, and then to lose him. It's... well, I'm tearing myself up just talking about it. It's not helping me to talk about it. I need to remember him, but just, yeah, no more. Bye, Biddy. I gotta bring you inside soon. Yeah, I'll put you inside. Yep, you're gonna go in your little cage. I'll cover you up. You can go to sleep in the air conditioning because you like that. And these two girls, they like to go underneath this fence over here. I guess it's a cool spot. It's also a place to hide from the stupid roosters. Although they don't bother them too much, really. I hope they're eating. Well, I guess they did. The bowls were full, and now they're nearly empty. Roosters may have been in there, too. But these two don't eat that good either. They're real skinny. I don't get it. I don't know why my ducks are skinny. They eat everything they're supposed to. I spoil the crap out of them with treats. They eat all of their food. At the end of the day, there's actually food left, so I know that they've got plenty, but they're still skinny. Maybe it's just because they lay so many eggs. It's the calorie consumption. What, are you guys fighting now? These guys are fighting? Why is everybody fighting? Why is everybody fighting, huh? Come on, it's the end of the day. It's end of the day. You're supposed to go inside. You're supposed to go inside. Well, I got to pull in Eleanor, and I got to wrap everything up. So thanks you guys for watching. Licky, likey, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to plug that dingle bell so you get updates every time that I upload a video. And we'll see you guys on the next go-round. Right, Chicky Doodles? Look at all these birds. Look at them all. They're crazy. You guys are crazy. Yeah, you're crazy. You're absolutely nuts. Thanks for watching. Alright, we're going to have a look at the fuse box first. Fuse box is underneath here on a Type 3. Jeez. You and your fighting. Stop. You need to stop. You need to stop. You're being very bad. Alright, we're going to take a moment. We're putting him back inside. Little intermission here. You notice I'm holding him way far away from my face because he's being very aggressive. I don't know what the hell his problem is. But he's going inside now, aren't you? Yep, you're going to go in your little cage. We're going to lock you down. Sorry for that, guys. Let's resume video.